Welcome to Letters to Self, a series on healing, letting go, and transformation. I'm your host, Claire Unkefer. In this series, we explore the transformative power of writing to the different parts of our personalities. In each episode, I'll read a letter written to a challenging or conflicting part of myself, or a part of myself I have previously rejected but needed or wanted to accept, embrace, and love in order to truly be at peace. This practice has profoundly shifted my life. These letters are more than just words. They are dialogues that release, heal, and transform. Through these letters, I hope you can find yourself in them, perhaps identifying with my experiences or finding the support, encouragement, or validation you may be needing. Thank you for being here and joining me as we navigate the journey to becoming our best selves, one letter at a time. Dear ex-husband was a tough one. It was a long time coming. I should have written it long before I actually did. But what prompted me to finally write it was, it had been like 7 years. And something happened that kind of triggered me and made me feel like he still had power over me. Like I was disempowered or weak or small, and I was still caught up in that tie. He never consciously made me feel that way, but that's just how I felt. I could feel the connection, and I wanted to release him. And also deciding, it was a conscious choice, kind of like, I'm kind of sick of the story. I'm sick of that story. I don't like that story. I don't want to always be making him the bad guy, because he's really not the bad guy. And as I say in the letter, we always said to each other, there's 3 sides to every story: his side, her side, and the truth. So I kind of wanted to honor that my perceptions were one thing, his perceptions were another, and then there was the truth. And instead of continually perpetuating the negative story about each other, to continually perpetuating him as a bad guy, I verbalized my wish to hold on to the good stuff, acknowledge the not so great stuff, the bad stuff, but hold on to the good stuff and focus on that and move on with my life and not stay stuck in that story. We all know people that have been divorced for years and years, and they continue to rehash the marriage or the divorce, and they, never moved on. And I really, really wanted to move on, and I wanted to allow him to move on as well. It was so profound for me, and I hope you can identify with it. Dear ex-husband, it's been a long time. It's been a long time to hold on to you after things ended. I can't believe it took me this long to realize that I need to finally disconnect from you in order to be free from an old version of myself that I've been trying to escape from for as long as I can remember. I'm still tied to you. I can feel it. And I think in a very odd way I liked that, or at least needed it. I'm not sure why or how. I think I needed this story, the ugly parts, to justify why I left. But I have to admit that's not fair. I took the less than perfect parts of you and used them as Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and Exhibit C of why I was so justified in leaving. And you took the less than perfect parts of me to make me the bad guy in your story. We both became victims, pointing our fingers at the other person. He or she is the bad guy. But what if nobody was or is the bad guy? What if we were simply broken, triggered, and not aware enough to do any better? There was so much there that I could have done better, that I would do better if I could do it again from my current vantage point. You are not the bad guy. I won't list our hurts here, as we both are well aware of them. You've been on my mind lately, though. Part of me has wanted to reach out, connect, perhaps meet for coffee. I want to tell you that I'm sorry, really sorry for all those hurts. I want to tell you that I wish I had done things differently. I want to tell you that I have regrets. but I'm afraid you won't care and will just dismiss my sincere feelings. I realize my feelings don't matter to you anymore, and I get that. But I need to release you, those feelings, those regrets, and those thoughts. I need to move on. I need to become different. I need to drop our sad story. And I need to not allow you to make me the bad guy anymore. And although you may choose to remain a victim of circumstances, I'm ready to not be one anymore. I own my faults, mistakes, and less than perfect words and actions, and I'm sorry, really sorry. But I can't keep being sorry. It's time to move on. Instead, I want to overwrite the painful memories with grace and compassion, knowing we both did the best that we could at the time, even though our best was really lacking sometimes. I like to remember the fun we had when we first got together. I want to remember how much you loved me. I want to remember the moments we brought our 2 beautiful children into this world. I will never forget the moment you held our daughter for the first time in the delivery room. You were so tender, so respectful, so in awe of her. You were and are an amazing father. We were both not present at times as we attempted to escape our pain and unhappiness. But our kids could melt your heart in an instant. You loved them. You loved me. And I know I didn't make it easy for you at times. All of that stuff is easy to remember. It's harder to forget that last year, especially the months leading up to our separation and the years afterward. How small and powerless you made me feel at times. How you were hurtful and made me feel as if I were a non-person with your words and actions. I know I was no better and disrespected you in ways that make me cringe. But I have to release all of that now. We were both different people, and it feels as if it were a lifetime ago. I have to forgive you, but I also have to forgive myself for the anger, fear, shame, guilt, and pain. So I release you now with love, and I release our story. I'm glad that you seem happier now. I do wish you happiness and peace and love and joy, wealth and success. I want all the good stuff for you. I will continue wishing that for you while extending forgiveness and compassion to both myself and you, and to your family and friends who painted devil ears on me and have made me the villain in their story. I'll forgive them too because they don't know any better. They weren't there. They didn't live it. They don't know. They only know what they perceived and what they were told. You and I always used to say there are 3 sides to every story: his side, her side, and then the truth. I think I'm going to try to focus on the truth, as ugly as that was at times, but as beautiful as it was at times too. I don't want our mistakes and imperfections to overshadow the beauty, joy, and happiness that was in there too. So I'm letting go of the narrative I've been holding on to for so long that's not doing either one of us any good. And I wish you well, ex-husband. Claire. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Letters to Self. I hope you found it insightful and inspiring. Each week, I will be adding a new letter, so hit that subscribe button if you'd like to be notified. It greatly helps the channel if you like, subscribe, or leave a review. I really appreciate it, and thank you to all of you who do so. And remember, the journey to self-discovery and healing is unique to each of us. Until next time, take care and keep writing those letters to your inner self.